What's going on, everybody? It's 1:40 on a Friday here in the bullpen. I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. We are coming at you just a tad early today because we're just itching to get in here, man. We can't wait to talk to you guys. Ain't scratchy.
I thought I might have had lice.
I think you have fleas. Yeah. Is that chiggers? I think you.
Regardless, we're scratching, baby. And here we are.
I think you should get that checked. But
No,
I'm itching.
I've got a lotion for it. Yeah, we're gonna.
Okay.
We're gonna nip that bud real quick.
Well, we got plenty to talk about here. A lot of Trash Pandas news, a lot of former Trash Pandas news in the with the parent club in the major leagues as well. So strap in. It's Friday, so it's a little fun Friday. We got some miscellaneous stuff, just things I'm wondering. I've got a bunch of questions that I have to live with in my daily life, and you guys have become my friends. We got a whole adoptive family that I have now. I've been working with you very closely for a long time. I'm curious. I need you guys to help me out on some things. So we'll go over some of that. But first, don't forget next week, we are back home, and it is shaping up to be a big week here at home because we've got a ton of really great giveaways and good nights here for everyone. Starting with, I believe, we have a beverage belt next week. Not even wait until the weekend to roll that bad boy out either.
Well, you can't wait until the weekend because you're going to want this thing on the weekend. My phone absolutely exploded yesterday with the news of the beverage belt giveaway we have on Thursday, June 8th. People that don't live around here, people I haven't talked to in years, all going out and texting me, how do I get a beverage belt? Get me one. And I'm like, dude, look, you got to go to the game.
Dude,
right?
Same.
I can't cheat for you because if I cheat for you, I'll give away half of the supply before the game even starts.
I think I've got an even weirder one for you in terms of like people you don't know or you haven't talked to in a long time reaching out. So I shared the lunch bag. That's my favorite. Like that is one of the coolest giveaways I think we've ever had.
It's a good one. That's Tuesday, by the way. Tuesday, Jersey lunch bag, June 6th. If you haven't seen it, go to trashpansbaseball.com. That thing is purdy.
And I shared that on Facebook, and I got some people like, oh, that's really cool. You know, I'd love to have one come to the game or whatever. But I haven't had any reaction like I had with the beverage belt. I shared the beverage belt thing yesterday, and the first comment on there, a bunch of people like, I need that. I got to have that for my beer. I need that. I need that.
Yep.
First comment says, I'm your pest technician. Hook me up. Winky face, winky face.
I'm your pest technician?
Yeah.
The pest guys over here calling
Yeah,
me
the
favors?
pest guy's like, hey, dude, I treat your yard, man. I need the... He added me on Facebook 2 days ago. 1 day later, he's hitting me up for free stuff.
Pest guy didn't want to be your friend back when you just had the business relationship.
I
Now
already
he sees the perks and he goes, hey, maybe this is a friend of mine.
I already pay you to take care of my house. Now you want free stuff out of me too? You should give me something for
Boy,
free.
do you want to deliver a message to the pest guy right here, right now?
Yeah, hey man, I'll hook you up with one of those beverage belts. $17.44. That's all I need right there, and it gets you a ticket to the game. Get you walk in, be one of the first 1,500 adults in that door, and guess what? You're walking home with one of those beverage belts.
The pest guy calling in favors.
I'm your pest technician. Hook me up.
I had
Two
last
winky
year's
emojis.
intern of mine call in a favor, not the pest guy though.
Pest guy hit me up. Dude, I've
Pest
talked.
guy's kind of being a pest, which is weird.
He's not even
very
like
ironic.
He's just the worker pest. He's the pest guy. He's the
Right.
guy that goes out there and takes care. He's not like the owner or anything.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, he's just out there grinding.
Yeah, he
He's
didn't
like,
sell the account. He just, I got to go to this guy's house.
I'm not getting a cut off of this. All right, I go out there, I spray the bugs. I get paid whatever I get paid, no matter how big the infestation is. It's time for me to get some. Let me get to Tony Mack.
Hey, he does take care of the ants, though. He does a great job. We've been using them, I think, for over a year now. Have not seen an ant since.
You owe that man a belt.
Done a good job.
You owe that man a belt.
All right, fine. You heard it from him. He's the guy that controls that stuff. So
I mean, just think about the pest control you're going to get for the rest of your life as this guy's in the business, just for the payment of one belt.
it'd be crazy if I didn't get him one. He just started spurning me. It was over.
If you don't get him one, yeah, your life might be ruined.
He was like, oh, well, you have ants in your house? Let me just grab my I don't have my belt. I don't have. It's not there.
I would have had it right here on my belt, but wait, hold on. I think I just knocked my ant farm over. You actually have more ants now, and I don't have my belt, so I think I can probably get back in about 6 to 8 weeks. What do you think? That sound good? Put me down.
Yeah, so I might owe the pest guy a belt.
Yeah, get him a belt or find a new pest guy because this relationship will either get far stronger or be obliterated.
Yeah, it could go
one giveaway.
It could go sideways pretty quick.
Yeah, all right.
But we have that coming up. I think that's a Thursday giveaway, right? The 8th.
Yeah, my mailman said if I don't get him a Jersey lunch bag, he's going to hold all my birthday cards hostage for the rest of my life. I'll never have a letter from my wife's grandmother ever again. And I can't risk that.
You're going to get a call from Huntsville Utilities. And they're like, hey, you're 8 months behind. Yeah, so see, we had this beverage belt, right? And then I didn't give one to my mailman. I didn't get the bill. I haven't gotten a bill. I haven't gotten a letter. I haven't seen an envelope in 8 months. So
The guy that refills my hummingbird feeder in the backyard said he wants a beverage belt or it's going to turn into the botanical gardens back there. And I can't have it. My car can't take it. There's too much fecal matter from these birds already being laid all over this thing.
another reason to come over here, to get whoever hooks you up at your house a beverage belt. You can also come out and check out a player that was here last year, got him for the last month or so. He is back. He was not here at the beginning of the season. He is knocking the rust off on the road. That way he's ready to go when they come back home next week, and that is one Sonny DeShera. Back playing first base last night for the Trash Pandas. They announced, I think, not last night, but the night before, they announced that he was back on the team. Made his debut last night at first base. Made a pretty nice stretch out there for a double play on a throw from center field. We got the
juice man
we
back.
got the juice.
And good thing too. I hope he can be a stronghold in that first base position because we really haven't had a true first baseman all year.
Rotated a lot, yeah.
It's been like Ryan Aguilar a little bit. It's been Tucker Flint, who's traditionally been an outfielder trying it out there. Kevin Maitan been working over there. Maitan got injured too, so that makes it a position that already was lacking in depth even worse. So hopefully Sonny holds it down over there. He played a lot of DH, played a little first base last year, but was he was getting worked into being a first baseman too. I think he was primarily a DH in college, right?
I think so.
So hopefully the defense can pick it up there, and that'd be a huge boost. I mean, if Sonny D can start hitting like he was at Auburn, that's going to be a great bat.
Yeah.
Hopefully a great glove too.
He's the double-A version of Danny Burgess.
Of who?
Danny Vogelback? You've never heard him called?
Oh, I've never. Yeah, no, I know you're talking. The guy with the Mets.
There's a guy on TikTok that he loves to do Italian stuff, and anytime he's at bat, he puts a TikTok up, and I can't say all the language he uses,
right?
But he goes, Danny Burgers. Now that's Italian.
Are you saying burgers?
Yeah, Danny Burgers.
Okay, I got
because he's a big fella.
Because he's a hoss.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Danny Burgers. It's awesome. I love that's Italian. And then he always says that's Italian, but the longer the videos go, he starts leaving out vowels. That's Italian.
You're going to start doing that when you announce Sonny D
I would love
home
to.
games?
That's
Sonny DeShera.
That's
You
Italian.
don't even say DeShera. That's Sonny DeShera.
It's a me.
Hey, it turned into Mario clip, didn't
It
Was
really
this offensive? Maybe.
To plumbers?
I don't know. And somebody.
I don't think Sonny's ever been a plumber.
We've already offended the pest community.
Well, not yet. We haven't done the belt.
There's a possibility for redemption.
I can redeem myself here and come back.
Hey,
Right?
look, I'll get you a playing card from my favorite of players. His name is Sonny DeShera. That's all I got.
I wish I could pull that
That's all
off.
I got, dude.
I wish I could pull it. Trash Pandas' streak comes to an end last night. They lost. They were shut out 3-0, but they still hold a 2-1 lead in that series going into the weekend. So have a chance to close out Montgomery and get a much-needed series win. They can come back home next week and keep it going. What, Tennessee next week? Smokies?
Man, we got them Smokies again.
And they're a good ball.
That's a big series, dude.
They're a good club, man.
The Pandas win that series. They're making moves.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, really looking forward to that one on Tuesday, 6:35. Trying to think all the game times are back to normal. Oh, we had it. No, this will be our first one. First 4:05 Sunday game. That's right. Sundays now are 4:05. We're getting into the hot summer months, so we want to try to get it toward the majority of the game is not in the blistering hot sun. Fans already know which section hits the shade fastest and everything. I've already had those calls. Hey, when we get our tickets, and I'm like, well, I got these awesome seats. I always try to put people behind the first base dugout up towards the concourse,
right?
Or over there at section 10 because it's really close to home plate. And they're like, no, that sounds great, but I want section 3. I'm like, yeah, but that's a little farther away. That's what towards the out. No, I want section 3 because the shade hits that area.
It's a game changer, man.
Yeah.
A day game in the shade is lovely no matter where you are.
Yeah.
If you're right behind home but you're in the sun the whole time, you might as well be in the parking lot.
Yeah, no kidding.
You're not focusing on anything other than your own body temperature.
You know who's in the parking lot? Who I think is still currently in the parking lot, wondering what the heck he saw at the plate last night? Jose Altuve. You see that?
Oh, dude, because he got a little bit of that panda heat.
Whoo! Okay, so the
I
Angels.
bet he wishes he was in the shade.
The Angels lost last night. They lost that game, but Ben Joyce pitched another inning last night, and there was nobody more befuddled, just absolutely flabbergasted by his pitches than Jose Altuve.
I'm going to go out on a limb right now. I think Altuve might start cheating again after that one because he was looking at Joyce after he struck out like, I can't. I need an edge, and I know what edge I need, and it involves a trash can.
I mean, this dude is painting the other side of the plate. The other side of the plate, like high right on the corner, 102 miles an hour. You're not touching it.
Which poor Altuve is at his eyes.
True.
It's even more terrifying. Like, man.
You're not touching. That last pitch where he struck out, too, like you said, he was walking back to the dugout. Like looking at everybody for an answer. Like he was looking in the first row. You know? Who is this guy? No, seriously. Like it.
He's probably looking over there, and he had the rosin bag and a ball in his glove. He's probably juggling. He's looking over, he's going, "What the hell is that guy doing? Is that guy juggling?" He pitches like he ate 8 eggs today and every day for 6 straight months. What a specimen!
I had someone tell me yesterday down in the office, like, "Oh, hey, just so you know, by the way, a lot of pitchers can juggle." I'm like, hey, you know what? So
Enjoy the little things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. All right, and I was happy to. I thought we've talked to a lot of players. Juggling's never come up, except that one time.
That's right.
How about the fireman though? Love.
Let's go. He's looking really, really good.
Striking out Hall of Fame dudes, and already has set the team record for the fastest pitch in Los Angeles Angels team history.
Oh God!
I'm scrolling through Twitter today, like I'm scrolling through my words. And I see this stat from the pitch track era, which is 2008 through now, the fastest pitches thrown by each franchise. Aroldis Chapman, by the way, holds the record for 3 franchises by himself. Cincinnati, the New York Yankees, Chicago Cubs. And then you go down here, and at 102.9, which I believe got rounded up to a 103 on the TV broadcast you saw, Ben Joyce, been on the team 2 weeks. Fastest pitch in team history in the what's it called? The pitch track era.
You know, it's funny you brought that up, and you asked me, like I was going to know, the fastest pitch in Braves franchise history. You're like, hey, by the way, who's Mauricio Cabrera? He threw the fastest pitch in Braves history. I had to look him up. He apparently threw 104.2 miles an hour.
He threw the 6th fastest pitch of the entire pitch track era.
And I've never heard of him.
Me neither. I saw it at Atlanta. I'm like, Mauricio Cabrera.
Because he didn't last very long.
I don't remember cheering for him once.
He apparently only lasted a year. Got called up in 2016. He'd been with the Braves. He signed with them in 2010 as a international free agent, and then spent a lot of time playing elsewhere. And then he spent 2015 High A, and then was called up in 2016 in June. Made his major league debut. Went 5-1 with 6 saves, 2.82 ERA. Really good year. And then after that, he suffered a strained right elbow and went way downhill. Like he went to AAA in 2017 through like a 7.86 ERA. 2018, he was with like the White Sox, or before the Braves released him, he was throwing like an 11.03 ERA, and then was with the White Sox in 18, and then with the Diamondbacks in 19, and then before it was over in 2021 with Guerreros de Oaxaca
in the Mexican League with a 13.5 ERA. Isn't it crazy how one little thing can? You can be a 104 fireballer, set the team record for fastest pitch, and then just like that, no one's ever even heard of you.
I know.
I've never even heard of this guy.
It's so funny too. I have to bring myself, back to reality sometimes, because when I watch pitchers, we get so used to watching so many sports, and we watch dudes in football take hits all the time before they finally get banged up at the end of the year. You have a really good, healthy team, you're going to do well. But in baseball, like if a ball comes back to a pitcher funny, he kind of has to hop to catch it. The training staff goes out there, and you're like, what's going on? This guy's an athlete. And then I think about that, and then I heard a noise, and I looked this way, and I pulled something in my neck. And I'm like, okay, well, I get it. I get it.
Send him over here now. Yep.
I swear I was at my desk, and someone said my name, and I looked like this. And, like, I haven't – that was Monday. I haven't been the same.
Oh, man, that's tough. See, it can happen like that.
In an instant.
Will you ever be able to look over your shoulder the same again?
I don't think so.
We can't guarantee that.
That's right.
Just like Mauricio, he probably thought he had life at his His fingertips right there. I'm a 104 fireballer. I'm playing for the Braves, one of the greatest franchises in the sport. We're set. Gonzo, just like that, man.
That's really cool. Already the fastest pitch in Angels history. He's only pitched 2 innings. And he's got the fastest pitch in franchise history. And
hopefully he keeps it up, man. Keeps it up, stays healthy, and everything goes great.
When he was in here, we talked to him about that no-hitter that the Trash Pandas threw and lost, and he was part of that. You know, he couldn't find the plate. That was his first appearance of the season. It was like the second game of the year. And he couldn't find the strike zone. And we were wondering if it was the ball or what was going on. And he said that played a factor in it. It's a different thing, but it messed with him mentally. Whether it was the ball or what was going on with him mentally, it looked like he was starting to put it together here before he left. It's all figured out now. I mean, this guy, again, at the beginning of the year in April, could not find the plate. He didn't miss a single part of the plate yesterday.
He's putting together a case study against this ball we're using in AA.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Joyce was struggling. I mean, he had his moments, positive and negative. Man, I mean, you go out there and strike out Altuve, you can hang.
I was so impressed. It wasn't like I get it. He throws really, really fast, and if you're a guy like Altuve and it's your first time seeing him, it's even hard for you to catch up to that your first time. But it was like the ball placement, how fast he was throwing and where he was throwing it. I mean, high and away, right on the corner for a called strike or a swinging strike. It's just you can't touch that.
It was filthy.
Disgusting.
Filthy.
So let's go. Great job, Fireman. Congratulations again.
Also, speaking of this Mauricio Cabrera guy, how quick, a guy can come in and be gone like that. It's the 13th anniversary of the perfect game that never was.
Yeah, I saw
Speaking
that.
Of a guy that was here, and then he was gone. You remember his name?
The pitcher or the ump?
Pitcher.
Andres Galarraga, right?
Wrong. Andres Galarraga played in the outfield.
Oh yeah, it was
the Braves for a little while.
It's Galarraga. What's
Big Cat was his nickname.
Not Andres. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he didn't play 13 years.
It's
ago.
Galarraga though.
Armando Galarraga.
Armando.
Yes, I don't know if there's a relation, but Armando Galarraga throws 8 2/3 perfect innings, gets a grounder to the first baseman, runs to cover for the first baseman, catches the ball, gets the foot on the bag, looks like he gets him by a step, and Jim Joyce goes safe. And both guys' lives have pretty much just been centered around that one moment ever since.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim Joyce been an umpire for 30-something years.
Mm-hmm.
You bring his name up, the first thing you're going to hear about is that perfect game. Armando Galarraga was, I think, in the Mexican League within like 2 years of that game. I'm not kidding.
Oh, my gosh.
So not only did he get robbed of a perfect game, and who knows what, how your life is going to change with that, I don't even know if he got another win after that in the major leagues.
Oh, my gosh. I remember that. And obviously, you can tell by guessing that it was Andres Galarraga. I mean, that's where your mind goes when you're Galarraga. I remember watching that. Like, you get notifications. Back then, I didn't have a smartphone, so it was like, you're watching the bottom line on ESPN. You're like, hey, over here on this channel, Armando's got a perfect game through however many, and you flip it over there, and you can see Cabrera, yeah! What?
Oh, instant surrender Cobra, except this was a puzzled Cobra from everybody. Just like, why?
The thing I always remember the most from that call is when they're watching the replay over and over again, and it shows his foot hit the bag well before the batter gets there. The color commentator goes, "Oh no, Jim Joyce, no!
Oh, Jim!
Oh goodness, Jim Joyce, no!
Jim, even if they're tied, call him out."
Right? Are you kidding me? But I will say this though, you want to talk about the impact that it had. You want to talk about accountability. Even though he blew the game, there's no doubt about that, and you can still fault him for that. The ump show, call it whatever you want. The man took immediate responsibility, and you can tell he was genuine about it because he was pretty torn up.
That next day's meeting at home plate before the game was pretty brutal. I mean, Jim Joyce was crying. Galarraga's there. He's emotional. That was a tough day. I mean,
and then you got to call 9 innings.
Think about being Joyce, dude. Like, this has been your job for years, and then you make the biggest error, arguably, that the game it's top 5. I mean, there's that missed call in like the '86 World Series between the Royals and Cardinals. That's one that pops into my head. This is one of them as well. I mean, look at Armando Galarraga. Like, the 28-out perfect game is what it was called. That was on June 2nd, 2010. By 2011, he's designated for assignment by the Tigers. Then he gets traded to the Diamondbacks. He gets designated for assignment, spends the rest of the season in AAA Reno before he becomes a free agent in 2011. So in 1 year, he's been traded, he's been designated for assignment twice, and now he's officially a free agent. He went to the Orioles in January of 2012. The Orioles released him 3 months later. He signed a minor league contract with the Astros in 2012, pitched in 5 games, losing 4 of them. Got designated for assignment, signed a few more times, and then was playing in China by 2014.
You go from
Mexico in 2015.
You go from a blown call having, I think, would have been the 24th perfect game in Major League Baseball history to playing for the China Trust Elephant Brothers. No, is it Brother Elephants?
That's literally the name of the team he played for. Jim Joyce sent Armando Galarraga in 5 years to the China Trust Brother Elephants of Taiwan's Chinese Professional Baseball League.
That's brutal, man. And like he's the darling of baseball because of what happened to him. But it was awful. But it was amazing how he handled it because he had every right to be upset. And he handled it with class, and Jim Joyce obviously was very torn up about that. But it also kind of paved the way. They were already talking about replay. Replay had a hand in the game of baseball at the time, but it was only certain things, and they were kind of unclear about where they wanted replay to go. That I believe that had a hand in developing replay to what we have today in Major League Baseball. So there was a little good that came out of it.
Jim Joyce called 3 World Series.
He was a good umpire before then.
He was an umpire from... let's see, 87 to 2016. 10, 20. That's like 30 years. Look at his Wikipedia page. Jim Joyce. Jim Joyce. I was going to call him James Joyce.
James Alfred Joyce. He's a third.
He's a JJ3. American professional baseball umpire, worked from 87 to 2016. Wore the number 6 in the AL, the number 66 in the MLB. He was loud, enthusiastic. Draw a comparison to retired umpire Bruce Froemming. Though his umpiring was generally praised by players and coaches, Joyce is best known for his incorrect call in Armando Galarraga's near-perfect game in 2010. What a shame. 30 years. That one play.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't listening. I was thinking about my favorite Bruce Froemming moments.
Can we talk about that? Can we go over? I mean, we've all had the comparisons of Jim Joyce to Bruce Froemming. We've all been there. We've all been at the bar and got stuck in that tornado, you know? But let's go ahead and just say it, right? Go ahead.
I mean, what else is there to say that we haven't already said about Bruce Froemming?
So true.
Right? Just so many great Bruce Froemming moments. Look at the memorable games. Who can forget, that call in 1977 NLCS,
Oh my gosh. Who was that's right, it was Milt Pappas going for the perfect game back in 72. It was the Padres. It was the Padres, and there was a ball 4 call in the 27th batter against Larry Stahl, which costed Pappas the perfect game. Remember that?
No.
No, me neither. But how fun of a name is Milt Pappas?
It's a great name.
Oh, man, you don't run it. Oh, my God, look at Milt's picture. He's got mutton chops.
Oh, the mutton chops.
Oh, Milt. If your name's going to be Milt, though, you got to have some kind of calling card. Milt Pappas, baby.
Deserved a perfect game.
Nicknamed Gimpy.
Can we talk again? The guys that were born, like I know he played in the 70s, but when was he born? He had to have been born like the
39.
Dude, guys that were like grew up in the World War era, like when men were just men that were fighting wars and playing baseball.
Right. Well, Milt would have been like 3.
Yeah, but like he still grew up in that. Like his dad was probably.
Yeah.
Those guys always have the weirdest nicknames. Like Gimpy.
Yeah, he probably had some kind of like disease that caused him to walk with a limp. And back then it was like,
Gimpy.
hey, what's your deal? What's your leg? Oh, I have a genetic disorder. Whatever, Gimpy.
Yeah.
And then he was probably thinking, oh, I got a nickname. All right, the guys like me.
In 2020,
Can you imagine trying that move today?
No, dude.
Gimpy.
In 2023, it's like, hey, that guy, he walks with a limp. Don't make fun of him. That is something he's overcoming. Right. He's very brave. 1940, hey, Gimpy. Hey, let's go. We got to
go take 3 left turns and head over to the fridge and grab me something to drink.
Oh, my gosh. But, okay, so back to what we were talking about, the blown perfect, the 28 batter, the 28 out perfect game.
Yeah.
13 years ago. today. That was one of those where I can honestly say, like, there are a bunch of great moments now, especially in the era of social media, where you don't have to have been watching it live to get the impact and to be a part of that moment. But that was one of those where I remember watching. I was watching that game, and I felt so bad for him.
Oh, that was so bad. He didn't freak out either.
Mm-mm. He just kind of looked at him and smart. He just went like he went.
I think it was such an utter shock. It was like, I can't even. I'm so shocked. I can't be crazy. I'm too shocked to go nuts on you right now.
It's so brutal. And the thing about that makes it even worse is if it was a no-hitter, that's one thing. No-hitters in relation to perfect games, no-hitters happen all the time. In relation to perfect games.
We've had this discussion. You've said this before, and we've got into issues, and listeners have chimed in and been like, "It does not happen all the time."
In relation
watch your words.
In relation to perfect games,
okay,
they happen all the time.
They happen more often.
Would
be the way.
Way more often. Look up the.
We did this. We did this years ago.
I know, but there's been more since.
There
was a point where it was like a. I don't know, it was like a 5 or 6 year period where there were like 23 no-hitters thrown in a 5 or 6 year period. Or maybe it was 10 years, but it was 20. The number was 23. And that was in like a 10-year span. I'll go and say 10-year span. To this day, there have only been 23 no-hitters in the history of Major League Baseball. Perfect game. There have only been 23 perfect games in the history of Major League Baseball. Yeah. It's around that number. I thought it was 23 when I looked it up several years ago when I did this research and got mad at that. That person got mad at me.
23, yeah.
There's only been 23
official perfect games.
And how long has baseball been around? Been around a long time.
274 years. About.
A long time.
Yeah.
And there have only been 23 perfect games. So that's the magnitude we're talking about when you think about Jim Joyce robbing Armando Galarraga of a perfect game rather than a no-hitter. That's the impact of it. We had several no-hit. We had 3 or 4 no-hitters last year.
If he throws that perfect game, you think you get his name wrong?
No.
Absolutely. You know exactly who he is.
That's right.
He's probably still in the league.
Tell you what,
he's probably celebrating his 300th win.
And on the other side of that, he gets that perfect game. I will never be able to tell you the name Jim Joyce.
Nope. Which, as an umpire, is the best circumstance you can possibly have. Name the first umpire that comes to your head. 3, 2, 1.
Bruce Froman.
What? Bruce Froman? No.
Well, we were just, thinking back on the good moment. You mean, I would have to go Angel Hernandez because he's a big. My favorite part about him.
And why is it?
Because he stinks and he's vocal about it and he tries to blame anything else other than him being bad. The gist of this, like, he tried to sue.
Bruce Froman.
He tried to sue. I think it was baseball or something. He had a lawsuit that was like, I'm not working a World Series and I think it's because you're racist.
Right.
And like he had the Supreme Court, like the highest judicial system in America, go, hey, Angel, actually, we did a lot of research into this, and the reason you haven't been on a World Series actually has nothing to do with you being Hispanic. You actually really stink at your job.
If you just look at Exhibit A right here, I wrote, you suck on a poster. This is kind of what we're talking about. You've probably seen this before because I'm not the first person to show a sign like this to you. So that's like the 99.9% reason why you're not being rewarded.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that didn't work well for Angel. It did not work well for him.
Not at all. We got about 20 more minutes or so here. So I wanted to go over a few more things. I got some miscellaneous stuff that I need to know. All right. Got to know the answer to some of these things. As a father, you spend a lot of time being awake, wondering why you're awake. And you just have thoughts cross your mind. I have a lot of thoughts.
Where's this going?
Cross my mind. I'm just trying to get you to how
how
off the wall. They're going to be in totally different places here.
Keep going.
But first, I want to know because I'm very reliant on GPS when I'm going anywhere. I've been living back in Alabama. I've lived in Harvest, Florence, and Athens since 2010. Like I've been here for almost 15 years, and I quite often have to use the GPS to go somewhere in Huntsville. Like I'm just not good with direction, and I got to make sure I'm knowing where I'm going. Do you use GPS a lot?
No, in case unless I'm going somewhere
like out of town or something,
secluded or out of town.
I want to know, like, did GPS ruin the 30 minutes or less delivery system? Right? Because you used to get like it was like, hey, you're ordering a pizza, and if it's delivered in if we don't get it to you in 30 minutes, it's on the house. Back then, I feel like that was a rush because you're like, here's the random name of a street. Good luck finding me. Now you're like, I know exactly where you are. Done. What's up?
Are you doing a stand-up bit?
No, I'm curious.
Are you opening up tonight?
Not at all. I'm not funny. I'm not a funny person, but I'm curious. Did it ruin the 30 minutes or less delivery system here?
You don't
hear that anymore.
I've never given that critical thought. It's probably a lot easier now, but I feel like I've ordered pizzas that don't get here within 30 minutes.
Well, yeah, but they'll tell you on the phone. They'll be like, hey, yeah, the wait time right now is really, really long. But back then, it was like, and you even see it in movies. They're like, hey, our guarantee, 30 minutes or less. There you go. I mean,
I just think there's less delivery drivers or something, man. Because I still
Maybe.
order pizzas. It takes like 60 minutes, and I order a pizza. If we were back on the old plan, I'd be getting free pizzas every week. These companies are like, I can't handle this. I can't handle this stuff. We can't facilitate the 30-minute delivery, even with, like you said, improved technology. They should be better. It should be like, we'll get you that pizza in 25. We'll get it there in 22.
You know what else drives me crazy? I feel bad sometimes thinking about it this way because, like anything else, it's someone's job, and everybody has their days. They get confused. They do it so long or whatever. But it happens on multiple different industries, like the mailman, the U.S. Postal Service, and even like if my wife has groceries delivered to the house. So like when I'm here during games, I don't go to the store. She just has them delivered to the house. We've been using that. We've been in this house for now 5 years. It baffles me that we still have mail being dropped off at the wrong house. And our groceries the other day were delivered 2 doors down. Number one, hear me out. You type in the address in the app. They can then GPS that address. And then on top of that, we have numbers on our house.
The numbers.
And our mailbox. And it's daytime.
It's crucial to know when to go off the technology and then go back to your brain. Because the technology is not always going to put you right in front of the house exactly.
Right.
It's going to put you in the air.
Ballpark it.
Okay? Then it's on you to go, 137? Let's find. There we go. That's the spot.
Easy peasy.
That's just lazy is what that is. You got to know how to work with technology. My wife ordered something. She does the delivery thing, too. She ordered something the other day, and it took like 3 hours. So she texted the lady like, hey, you still coming by? She's like, yeah, I am, okay? Just get off my, like, getting mad at her. And she's like, this is your job, right? Like, I didn't just text a random person to go pick up some groceries for me, right? Like, you're going to bring these to me, right? Never came.
She paid for
And
it?
then the lady blocked her. I'm like, dude, how?
Did she pay for it? Did she remember?
No, I mean, it all got reimbursed.
Okay,
but like,
good. Oh, good.
This lady was just like, again, really? And it's like, yeah, I think you're on the clock. I think you're supposed to be doing that now.
I always thought, you ever deal with like Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah, I tried to sell a couch on there, and 7 different times someone tried to steal my identity. I'm like, well, this place is a wasteland. I'm selling a $100 couch, and multiple people have tried to steal my life.
So I gave away a couch for free on there one time, and I was so hesitant about doing anything Facebook. I don't want to buy anything on Facebook Marketplace. I don't want to, because I've seen those horror stories where people are like, they're trying to sell something, and someone's like, okay, I see you have it listed for $100. I want to buy it for $100. And they're like, okay, cool. How much is it? $100. What? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Like, I see that all the time. And that happened to somebody that I know. They shared it on Facebook. So I got on Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to avoid that. We were getting a new couch several years ago. I'm like, we're just going to give this couch away. Anybody who wants to come pick it up can have it. And this guy, who's he was so nice, came to my house and picked up that couch and then added me on Facebook. And until I blocked him and unfriended him last month, constantly spammed me and harassed me to come to his church.
Oh, really?
Harassed me for years.
Took your couch?
For almost 4 years. I was like, you know what? Finally, I don't think I actually blocked him. I don't think I've ever blocked anybody. I just unfriended him.
Did you leave like something satanic in the couch? Did you find something in the cushions?
No. It's funny you said it, because now I'm like, now I do wonder, like, what, does my soul need to be saved that bad? Like,
I
thought
we were Slayer album in between the cushions that they found. We're like, oh, we've got it.
By the 4th invite, I looked up and I was like, I thought we were good. Like, I pray. You know, Jen's into that. Tell me we're.
Nah, dude took a whole presidential term trying to to get you in.
100%.
Man.
And it wasn't like, hey, we're doing this real cool thing at the church. Be cool if you come. He was like, hey, like you sin. All right, we all sin. You sin. You need to get down here. All right, it'd be really cool if you'd stop sinning and come to the church.
At least this guy was just bothering you about like, hey, want to come to church? I tried to sell a couch, and within 3 minutes, I was having to Google how to recover my own cell phone number because I accidentally gave it to a guy. And I'm like, how the hell did that happen? What do you mean?
And you don't mean like you gave someone your number to call you. You mean you like actually it was his
No,
number.
he owned my phone number. I tried to sell a couch, and within 3 minutes, I made no money, and I lost the rights to my cell phone. So then I had to Google and figure out how to fix that. I did, stole it back, or he screwed up or something. But like, if you're not of the this is too good to be true mindset, Facebook Marketplace you probably think is like the greatest thing ever because you're like, oh my gosh, I posted this thing and now there's like 5 people that instantly want to buy it, and they'll pay cash and they don't care about the price, and they'll pay me right now before I even have the couch. And there should be something in your head that goes, not a sane person anywhere would ever pay for something that they're not getting for another couple of days. Because I literally had a guy, it was like $100. He's like, how about 75? I was like, no, it's 100. He goes, all right, deal, I'll pay you now. And I'm like, don't you want to wait until you have the couch? I mean, I could literally just skip town and then just never give you the couch. And then they stop replying, and that's how you know. You're like, okay, this guy was trying to take ownership of my cell phone again so he could steal my life.
How do you even do that? I don't.
So easy. So I went in there. The guy goes, all right, cool. What's your cell phone number? We can meet up or whatever. So I give him my cell phone number. He types it into a Google Voice account, sets it up, and then has a verification code sent to that number. So I get the number. He goes, all right, cool, man. Just send me whatever verification code you got right there, and I'll Venmo you the money or I'll Cash App it to you. That's how they make you think. You're like, oh, cool, I'll get some money out of this. Perfect. So if you send that verification code, now he has everything he needs. He has ownership of your phone.
God.
It's that easy.
You got
Make
fished
calls.
on Facebook
Yeah,
Marketplace.
buddy, for a couch. For a couch my mom gave me. And I was just trying to get out of my old apartment. And so I had to recover that. And literally the next 5 or 6 people are all like, cool, man, what's your number? And I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. And he's like, I'll pay you $200 right now. And I'm like, that's stupid. That's a stupid thing. I would rob you if you did that. And they're like, yeah, well, I'm robbing you. So out. And they always have the craziest names. I'm like, I know there's not a Miklas Colaveras and Badakis living in this area. I know that I've never seen that name.
Is that the real Milt Pappas? Is that?
There's no way. Milt Pappas died 7 years ago. I know that's not you. That's a picture of a baseball player from the 70s.
I'll know those mutton chops anywhere.
You shouldn't need to buy my couch. You should have done better with your money.
That's not even the worst thing someone tried to steal from you. Didn't someone almost steal your car?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like had it too. You had to get the police
We
involved.
had the keys for a month.
And then you skipped town with the keys, right?
Skipped town. We skipped down and then locked the keys in the building that he skipped town and wasn't paying for. And then I couldn't get into the building because the landlord was like, I can't do it, man. He took my last key. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, cool. Nobody has a way to get into this building. Great. Well, my keys are in there. He's like, well, hopefully the car's still there. And I'm like, oh, great.
Got a funny guy over here.
that
Anyway,
was
what's your cell phone number?
That was the first week of the coronavirus right there. That was like March Madness got canceled 3 days later. So I had to call and file a police report and all this stuff. And not one single thing was followed up on.
Oh, my gosh.
Which I guess I don't really blame because there could not have been a worse time for my car to have almost been stolen.
That is insane. I don't know how to transition from that into the other thing that I'm wondering, but I need your guys' help. Anybody that's watching, Ricky, you as well. If you're a dad or if you've got like nieces and nephews or if you just have a pet peeve about how people mention the age of their child, I'm coming up on that controversial age. Oliver turns 1 on Tuesday. Now, I've gotten so used in the first year, oh, he's 9 months, he's 10 months, he's 11 months. Hell, he'll be a year old on Tuesday. So after a year, is it from there on out, oh, he's a year old? Or is it, do I keep going with the 14 months? Is it 15 months? When do you stop counting months and you just start counting years?
I don't know, but I heard a person the other day go, yeah, she's 26 months. I'm like, ugh, just say 2.
Yeah.
Just 26 months.
I think, like, I'm already debating cutting it off at 1. But like I can do like 18 months because
I was going to
still
say
do
18 cutoff.
Should you do it with the clothing sizes for the kids? Because if you go to the store, it's like 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, and then after that, it's 2T, like 2-year-old T-shirt. Like that to me, I'm just going to follow the clothes sizes. I can't. When I hear 18 months, I'm like, fine. I can say 18 months, a year and a half. 18 months is cool. But when I start hearing 20 months, 22 months, I'm like, he's almost 2.
Just yeah. Oh yeah. How many months? About 20.
Hey, how old is he? He'll be 2 in June.
There you go.
I mean,
he'll be 2 in June. That's how you say it.
right.
He's 38 months old. He's 3. That's what he is.
I'm not doing this. He's 27 months.
18 is the cutoff. Absolutely.
18 months. Okay.
And honestly, you could just do a year now. Yeah, he's a year old.
He's a year.
Yeah.
And then I'll just say he's a year old until he hits 18 months. And then I can be, he's 18 months. And then anything after that.
He'll be 2 in 9 months. He'll be 15 in 13 and a half years.
Anything after 18 months is he'll be 2 in June.
Yeah, he'll be qualified for AARP in about 57 years and 8 months. So it's a big day.
How old is he? Oh, well, he'll be 18 in June of 2040. So
is that a thing? Like,
look out, ladies.
You love having your baby and you're afraid of it growing and not being a baby anymore to where you cling on to the months thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jen,
mental?
I told her this yesterday. It's so funny. Ever since he hit 6 months old, every phase after that, like a 6-month phase, and you hit like 9 months, and they're like crawling and eating food, and when you hit certain things like that, from 6 months on, every phase he hit, Jim was just like at 6 months, she was like, I loved him as a little baby infant, but now this is my favorite. This is my favorite because he's doing this, and it's just so easy. And then at 9 months, I loved him at 6 months, but this is my favorite. Like, this is the best. And then now he's about to be a year. She was like, I know I've loved him up to this point, but this right here, he's walking, he's jibber-jabbering. This is my favorite right
now that we're 12 months, I'm going to be honest with you. First 6 months, didn't like him. Didn't really like him. Months 6 to 9,
all right.
This right here, I can get into this.
That's my dude.
This is why we had kids.
That's my dude.
That's why we had a kid.
He, there were 2 moments I thought I was prepared for, but I was not prepared for in the first year. The first one, actually, I'll start with the least impactful. When he hit 6 months, I just didn't think, because it's such a big milestone. I didn't think about him getting older after that. It was just like, oh, he's about to be 6 months. And then when it got here, I'm like, okay, he's 6 months. And then in January, I was like, oh, crap, now he's 7 months. Now I have to keep going. Like this, he keeps getting bigger. He keeps getting older. You just didn't think about it past that because there are certain milestones you can't wait for him to hit at 6 months. 6 months is such a big, fun thing. Plus, 6 months for him was December, so it was Christmas time. So it was a lot of fun. And then beyond that, when you get done with that, you're like, oh, no, now it's still going. By far and away, the thing I was not prepared for, and Jen had been preparing for weeks, months, was daycare. We had gotten into a really nice daycare, and she had been preparing herself to leave. She was on maternity leave for 4 months. She was prepared to drop him off and just be a basket case. And it just so happened the first week of daycare for him was my week transition between jobs, but between the radio and here. So I was off work that week. So I told her that first day of daycare, like I'm every time we talk about it, she's starting to tear up and cry. So I'm like, it's gonna be fine. Like we've been with him all the time. What we'll do, we'll drop him off. We'll drop him off for a half day. We'll drop him off normal time. We'll get up so we're used to it. We'll go out, get some food, go do whatever you want to do. We'll come back, pick him up noon, 1 o'clock, go home. We'll have him. It's fine. He wasn't gone from me for a whole day. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, that'll be fine. And we get there, and she's already like, here we go, because she knows she's going to be a wreck. I'm like, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I just got to weather the storm, get her, once we get out of here, let her get it out. I know it's going to happen. It's fine. It's understandable. And then we'll go eat breakfast. We walk out of that classroom, and it was a lot of like, hey, it's going to be okay. You're going to look, it's fine. We're going to pick him up at 1 o'clock. But that was her talking to me because I was a wreck walking out of that classroom.
You guys flip-flopped?
Dude. Like, she wanted to cry, but she couldn't because I was so upset. Like, she had to console. Dude, I walked out of that
bawling at the daycare?
No, I had to walk outside. I was like, I was fighting it back, and then I got outside. And I was just,
that's hilarious.
I was a wreck, man. Like, just the thought of somebody you don't know for the first time being responsible for just another kid to them. Like, that's what you think, right? Like, to me, he's the only kid I have. Every single thing he does is special. It's the first time he's done it. He's doing it for me. It's perfect. But for someone who works in, taking care of kids, it's another kid doing kid stuff. So it's just like, she's not going to think he's as special as he actually is. Like, it was rough, man. It was rough. I was a wreck.
I bet.
Wreck first day of daycare.
Way to stay composed for your wife.
I tried. So you know what? That's what I'm here for. I'm a rock.
Babe,
You know?
it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Open that door for me. Oh, I can't do it. Ah! Okay. All right.
Oh, it was
Now you get it together, pal.
tough. But I will say, he's moved up a couple classes at this daycare now. It's like age based and what he's able to do now. And all the teachers he's had have been fine. But that first class, his first two teachers, amazing. So it made it so easy after that. They were incredible.
If you guys have a second kid, it'll be much easier.
Oh yeah.
Seems like the second kid, the parents are always just like,
because
I already freaked out about all this stuff.
Yeah, you don't worry about those other things that kid had to go. Like my wife and I on
What's
Sunday.
up, buddy? You want to suck on that rock? Yeah, go ahead. It'll be all right.
So Oliver's first birthday's tomorrow. His first birthday party's tomorrow. He turns 1 on Tuesday. So we have a party tomorrow.
There it is. Hey, let me clap for your 12-month-old. All right.
And then on Sunday, my brother has invited us to Nashville Shores. They've got season passes, and with each pass, you get one free person to come with you. So
What's that?
Nashville Shores.
I don't know what
It's
that
a water
is.
park.
Oh, sweet.
So we're going to go up there, and my brother has a 5-year-old, but he also has a daughter who's a month younger than Oliver, so they're about the same age. And they've done the kid thing before. So they're like, yeah, we're bringing, her name's Aramay. They're like, we're bringing May. We're out there in the sun doing all this and all this. I went home to tell Jen, like, hey, don't forget, Sunday we're going to Nashville Shores with Oliver. And we almost got into a fight for an hour.
Oh, boy.
About like we don't have everything. We need a swim diaper. He's got to have sunscreen. What are we gonna do about food? We have to buy food from the concession stand. Hey, what if he doesn't want to eat it? I'm like, but it's like pizza. He loves pizza. Yeah, but like so. I'm like, all right, but and then she's like, but what if I take my eyes off him? Someone kidnaps him. That's a real fear I have. She was like, I know normal people don't feel that way, but I feel that way. I'm like, I could get that. It's fine. Like people feel that way. You're not crazy for feeling that way.
It could happen.
We just haven't been through it yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to experience it for the first time. So it's tough. Like Oliver doesn't know it's pulling teeth to get him up there to the water park. The next kid, you're like, oh yeah, your brother was fine. Let's do it again.
Oh, yeah. That's why the youngest are always the crazy ones.
Mm-hmm.
They live
Oh, my
with truly no bounds. Meanwhile, the oldest is usually the most level-headed, the thinker. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
are you sure? A little cautious. Mom didn't let me go to a water park when I was 1. You sure? Yeah, if you have kid number 2, they're going to be a wild child.
I'm the middle kid, and me and my brother and my sister are all within 2 years of each other. I was born exactly 2 weeks before my sister's second birthday, and then my brother is about 20 months younger than me. And so we're all right there close in age. I'm the middle child. And other than just having a smart mouth growing up, I was a good kid. Like, if I broke a rule and got in trouble for it, I wasn't doing it again. You weren't going to catch me getting in trouble again. I don't like getting in trouble.
Middle kid can't afford no mistake.
Right. Youngest kid was like, I'm just going to find a way to not get caught again. So,
Oh, yeah, littlest kid, like, I can come back from anything.
Was
I'm
there that-
bulletproof. Oldest kid, we can rely on the oldest kid. Middle kid, you better not screw up, all right? You're
Your
the least
brother-
loved out of all of us, okay?
your brother, like, you can tell looks up to you a lot because he's got a lot of, like, personality traits similar to yours.
Yeah.
And he's the younger brother. So were you guys very similar in how you acted, or was he crazier?
No, I think we were always very similar, but I was always the one that was relied on to do things. Hey, Ricky, go mow the grass. Pop, I sprained my ankle yesterday playing basketball. Can Ryan mow the grass? And they'd be like, hey, Ryan, mow the grass. And be like, what is grass? Do we own a lawnmower? And they're like, oh, I can't even do it. Ricky, just go mow the grass. They say, no, I'd do it. And he'd be like, wait a minute. Can I put my hand in? Do I have to start the blade with my hand? And then they'll be like, dude, okay, he'll die. We can't make him do it.
Spin start
And
the
I'd look at him and be like, you know we have a lawnmower, you idiot. Why am I mowing right now? How is this happening? So that was kind of our thing. He would play dumb. They'd be like, oh, Jesus, I can't even. Ricky, go do it. And so I've installed every light fixture in my parents' house. Light fixture, everything. My brother, I remember my brother changed the light bulb in that lamp. What's a lamp? What? I thought we lived in a cave. You know we don't live in a cave. You know that.
Do I start the blades with my hand?
Do I need to put my tongue in there to make sure it works? No, please. You're not even trying anymore. So that was kind of it, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's good. That was good.
But he was definitely crazier. He got away with a lot.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I couldn't. Very strict.
Oh, my brother got away with everything.
Little guy got away with everything.
My brother got away with everything because, like, my stepdad, like, he would just pit the parents against each other. And like my stepdad was very like, I want to punish. Like, you're gonna get punished. You're not gonna be able to do anything. And then he would use that. He would let my stepdad get that, like get angry with him, and like just keep poking at him and like, okay, like get as mad as you want, scream, yell, tell me I can't do anything. That way I can get you all riled up. So then I can go to mom. I don't go to mom after the first time you tell me I can't do anything. I let you get riled up. And then I go tell mom. She sees how mad you are, thinks you're attacking her little baby, and I'm going to get my way. That's how my brother was. He was very smart.
Oh, my God. How many years in prison is he serving right now?
He's got 2 children and a stepdaughter, and he's doing great. Lives up in Nashville.
Good for him. Good for him.
Making good money, landscaping.
Wow, that is like some serious junior psychoanalysis right there.
It's exactly how we do it, man. He would, like first time, like I was so reactionary. Stepdad did like, hey, you did this, you're in trouble, you can't go. A perfect example. One time, my brother and I, we got into an argument, and we were like trying to move something in the house, and he got mad, and when I turned around, he waited for me to move, and he pushed me into the wall. We had like really thin drywall. I went, put a dent in the wall, and stepdad gets home. It was like our homecoming basketball game. I was a junior in high school. Homecoming basketball game. My stepdad was like, you can't go. Yeah, you put a hole in my wall, you're grounded. And I'm like, great, this sucks. Like, I can't go to homecoming. Ryan, he told him same thing. Ryan didn't care about the basketball game, but he told him, we each have a younger brother named Ryan. We don't have to unpack that. But he told Ryan, he's like, you can't, like, it was a Friday. He's like, you're not going out this weekend. You're done. And Ryan pitched a fit. Ryan was like, not letting that go. And then it got my stepdad riled up to where he was yelling. He's like, blah, 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 blah. And then he went to our mom, and he was like, and just kind of stood behind her, and all my mom sees, she doesn't hear all that. All she sees is big guy mad at little guy, right? So, because my stepdad needed to calm down, she was like, why don't you just go to your friend's house this weekend so, get you guys away from each other.
God.
So he got to get what he wanted.
Was a genius.
Yeah. He's very smart.
What a genius. I bet his kids don't get away with anything. Like, dude, you're messing with the maestro right now.
Yeah, he's very smart.
I've been playing this game before you were even a thought.
He's very smart. So
yeah, I bet his kids are very well behaved, are they?
Oh yeah. He's got he's got he's got a daughter that's 11 months, but he's got a son that's 5 years old. His stepdaughter, it's been a stepdaughter for maybe a year. She's 11, so she's already been parented hardcore by the mom, so he doesn't really have to do much there. She's a great kid too, but his son, my nephew's a great kid, very sweet kid. So
that's wild stuff, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Moral of the story: if you have a younger child and their name's Ryan, they'll play mind games.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
What? The garage, I can't close the garage. I don't know where it's at. I've been looking for it ever since we moved into this house.
What are you talking about? I don't eat off dishes. I eat off plates. What are you, stupid?
I didn't even use a fork. I used my hand. What do you mean I got to put the forks away? And what if I put one in my eye? All right, Ricky, just go do it. What the? Because he threatened to stab his own eyeball? You call his bluff, will you?
Hey, this milk looks like cheese. Can I eat it? Ricky, take the trash out, please. Will you just get that out of here?
Don't. Your brother's going to eat another rancid bowl of cereal, which I did see happen once.
Oh, my.
Through the knowledge that it was old.
Dude, the worst part about... I've got 2 bad milk stories, too. Well, one recently, it wasn't terrible.
Take a bad milk story into the weekend. Here we go.
It's one of those where the milk wasn't past the expiration. It was 2 days before the expiration date.
It wasn't fresh.
And so you didn't think to like sniff it or anything. 2 days before the expiration date, I'm not sniffing the milk. It's good. It's supposed to be good.
Oh, yeah, you make it work.
2 days before the expiration, poured me like a huge bowl of, this was like 2 weeks ago, a huge bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, buddy.
And just drizzled that thing in milk, let it sit for like 30 seconds, a minute, so it's a little soft, little crunchy, Bit into it. Immediately spit it out. Milk was sour. I wasted a whole bowl of Captain Crunch. I was very upset. And then there was one time when I first moved down here.
Hold on, before you get into this one, my brother did the same thing. He ate the whole bowl. He finished the bowl. So because he was like, dude, I can't waste all this Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I poured it down the
I
drain.
already committed. Oh, dude ate the whole thing and got so sick.
So in that same vein,
oh God, that was the best.
In that same vein, my dad, I moved here in 2010, and I was living with my dad that summer before I went to college, and he asked me to go. Like he didn't like the way the garage on the house like how you had to pull in and like make a sharp right turn into the garage. So he just decided one summer that he was going to turn that into a family room, and then the next summer he was going to build another garage. Because my dad just could do that. He just built a garage.
Yeah.
So he was out building his garage, and he was like, "Hey, why don't you go upstairs, make me a couple eggs, and pour me a glass of milk, and then come down here and help me paint or whatever." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I make him his eggs. I pour me a glass of milk while I'm making eggs. And I took his, like right before I took a sip, I could smell it. I'm like, whoa, oh, no. So I poured it out, and he came up, and you don't know my dad. Like, he's just, I can't describe him other than he's David. He's David. He's doing his own thing.
When it comes to you and beverages, it's no joke.
He comes upstairs and sees his eggs on the counter. And at this time, I'm pouring my milk out. He doesn't know what I'm doing, but I'm over at the sink. He can only see my back. I'm pouring my milk out, and I've still got the gallon of milk on the table next to his eggs. And he was like, "Are these mine?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Where's my glass of milk?" And I was like, "Wait." He just picked up the gallon and just chugged. And I mean, like, gulp, gulp, gulp. Not one swig, just kept going. Put it down and went, and then ate his eggs and never said a word. And I was just like, I was waiting for him to get done so I could pour the milk out. I never told him. Like, he had to know. Right? He had to know.
Well, you should have got mad at you. "Where's my milk?" "Hey, it's right there. It's right there."
Didn't even hesitate. He took down like half of what was left and then went, like it was delicious, and then ate his eggs. Went on about his day.
This is the dad that tortured you with the sweet tea?
No. That's my stepdad does that.
Jesus.
My stepdad tortures me with the sweet tea.
You can't catch a break when it comes to beverages.
I'm telling you.
And male father figures.
Speaking of beverages, my dad, the one with the milk, that's how you'll differentiate him, the tea and the milk. But
Milk dad or tea dad?
Milk dad.
Uh-huh.
My 14th birthday. It was like October. I turned 14 in December. My birthday's in December. But we were visiting.
Hold on. 14. 12 times 10, 120. You're 168 months old?
Yeah, I was almost 168 months old.
Sorry, keep going.
But I was visiting him right before Halloween. It was like October, right before Halloween. I was about to turn 14. I was a freshman in high school. And he comes upstairs. He's about to drive me back to my mom. He was living here in Harvest. Mom lived up there in Tennessee. We had to meet halfway. And he was about to drive me back to her house. And he came up. He's like, "Hey, you ready to go?" I was like, "Yeah, I got everything." He's like, "Here. You're a man now. You're 14. And it was one of those like nice glasses, this tall, filled almost to the brim of a dark, what I thought was beer. And he handed it to me, and he was like, "Drink up. You're a man," were the words he said to me. And I went like this, and I went to put it down because I just realized it was bourbon, straight bourbon, and he went and made me take the whole thing down. So I went back to my mom's blank drunk, 14 years old.
Your dad force-fed you a pint of bourbon before dropping you off to your mother?
Yep. 14 years. Not even 14. I was like a month and a half away.
What's the statute of limitations?
Well, that was 17 years ago now.
You just incriminated him for some serious crimes
that was
against
17 years ago.
Dude, you had to have been wasted.
I was gone. I sat in the back.
Puking nonstop?
I laid down in the back seat on the way. It was like an hour trip to my mom and then an hour trip back to her.
How did you not instantly puke everywhere?
But the whole hour going back to her.
You are a man. He was right. He made you into. If I sniff alcohol, sometimes I'm like, ooh, oh man, that's there we go. Take a shot, choke it down a little bit. You chugged a pint glass.
The whole hour back to meet my mom, I was focused on not throwing up. Then the whole hour back to her house, I spent trying not to let her and my stepdad know that I was drunk.
What is it with the male figures in your life and beverages?
I don't know.
Why are they continually torturing you via liquids?
I don't know. But to this day, my dad's favorite drink, he loves bourbon. I really don't care for it because of that. So, yeah.
I'm speechless.
But just think about it. You go from like, oh, wow, this is cool, my first drink, this is awesome. And then you can't put it down because he's.
I remember I took a bottle of Maker's Mark from my dad's stash once on a camping trip and drank it, not knowing that booze is very not good to the taste buds. And I sipped it and it burned. Oh my gosh. No, never again. How does anyone drink that? I could not imagine. putting down 12 to 16 ounces, forced by my father at 14 years old.
I didn't
just
have
glugging and
I didn't have a choice. That was the thing. Like the first sip, I was going to put it back down because I was like, and I had to drink whatever I spit back up because I couldn't put the glass down. Because he just tilted up and he's like, "You're a man now." Were his words to me.
When your son is 168 months old, are you going to do that to him?
Nah, man. I was thinking, I don't know. I'd take him out to eat or something.
Yeah, no, yeah, take him to a ball game.
Yeah.
That'd probably be cool.
It'd be sweet.
Dear God.
How's that for a story to end this on?
Crazy, dude. Crazy.
All right, we're right at an hour. We appreciate you guys watching.
Forget the Ben Joyce challenge. Cold showers. Those are for children. Drinking a pint of scotch every day. Just chug it all down at once.
Oh, we'll be back on Monday to get ready for this homestand here. The Trash Pandas coming home against the Tennessee Smokies. We'll keep you guys updated on what they do this weekend and all the stories around the players here with the Trash Pandas and up there with the Angels as well. I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. It's been the Bullpen. We'll see you Monday.
Is it over now?
It's supposed to be.
I don't know any. I question my whole life. I'm just glad I was never put in that situation.
It was terrible.
Because if I would have, it probably would have gone to my brother first and be like, "I don't even have a mouth. What are you talking about? How would that?"